Even though she was pregnant, they forced her to work. They failed to keep their word. Her closest confidant was betrayed by them. Cindy Williams, who is 75 years old, finally speaks out about why she left the most popular show on television. The reality is more sinister than everyone anticipated. An attempted cover-up of a 15-year quarrel with Penny Marshall by Hollywood, a medical emergency that almost killed him, and a $20 million court battle. Cindy was having a hellish time behind the scenes of America's favorite sitcom, Laverne and Shirley. Cynthia Jane Williams, better known as Cindy Williams, came into this world in Van Nuys, California on August 22, 1947. John was an electronic technician by trade. Little Lily's mum worked as a waiter. Cindy was born into a working-class family that struggled financially but had plenty of opportunities to laugh. From her mother's previous marriage, she inherited a younger sister, Carol Ann, as well as an older half-brother, Jim. The family relocated to Dallas, Texas, when Cindy was 1 year old. She remained there till the age of 10, after which he went back to Los Angeles. The Welsh, the French, and the Cherokee were all ancestors of her father. She was born to Italian-American parents. John was affable and humorous, but his drinking made him difficult to predict. Cindy and her mom uprooted to Texas to be with Cindy's grandma when circumstances became unbearable. After mending fences with her dad, they returned home a year later. Cindy has always had a passion for acting, even growing up. At home, she would imitate commercials and put up puppet shows. Debbie Reynolds was one of her major inspirations. Therefore, she fantasized that she may be discovered by her. She inherited her father's gift for entertaining as well. His hilarious impressions of Milton Berle and Jackie Gleason only deepened Cindy's love for humor. Her affection for him became more serious as she matured. Performing in school plays and church shows was her first acting gig. She became well known for her abilities while attending Los Angeles' Birmingham High School. Not everyone had aspirations as lofty as hers. She went to school with Sally Field. Michael Milken, who would later become a philanthropist, was as well. With her diploma in hand, Cindy was prepared to take on the world in 1965. She decided to study theater at Los Angeles City College. There was a reputation for the program's difficulty. 12 pupils typically passed out of 236. To earn her place among them, Cindy toiled away. She worked at Whiskey A Go Go, IHOP banks, and legal firms while she was a student. Something significant occurred to her during her stay at LACC. Teaching theater was never her calling, despite her love for the art form. She made up a scenario in which she had to stop what she was doing to demonstrate a scene to the class. So that's when it hit her. She was an outcast in a school setting. She was a stage presence. It wasn't a random accident that brought Cindy Williams to Hollywood. She earned it through her actions. In the late 60s, she got her start in the industry with national ads for Foster Grant Eyewear and TWA. These ads weren't your average ones. While TWA stood for the pinnacle of luxury travel, Foster Grant was a big company with a well-known slogan. There was an air of newness and vitality about Cindy. However, her foray into acting wasn't an impulse buy. She created and performed her own plays when she was a little girl. Even more so, she was inspired by her father's passion for comedy, particularly his impressions of Milton Berle and Jackie Gleason. It was difficult to break into the industry. Growing up, Cindy had it pretty good. She was a waitress by trade, while she sought acting roles. There was more at stake than simply cash from the advertising gigs she secured. She was prepared for larger roles by the experience and exposure she gained from them. The casting directors took note of her natural acting talent. She was about to enter the realm of television very soon. She made her television debut with cameo appearances on hit series. From 1969 to 1971, she appeared in 3 episodes of Room 222 as Rhoda Zaga. By discussing controversial topics like school integration, the show was ahead of its time. Cindy demonstrated that she could remain approachable while tackling weighty topics. Love, American Style, and Nanny and the Professor were both released around the same period in which she appeared. The second was a humorous anthology about love and relationships, where Cindy could really shine. She had a busy career, appearing in 23 films and TV episodes from 1969 to 1975. Hollywood was beginning to take note of her because of her evident work ethic. One among the onlookers was Gary Marshall, who would go on to have a significant impact on her professional life. Cindy was performing with one of Hollywood's all-time greats, Gene Kelly, at this period of her early triumph. He asked her to join him on a variety program for a tap dance number. Things didn't work out as expected, ruining what could have been a magical moment. Unintentionally, she trod on his foot. Then she repeated the process. To make matters worse, Cindy was certain that she had just made things worse. Kelly, nevertheless, being the consummate professional that she is, carried on with the performance as usual. He never once exhibited signs of annoyance. Cindy would later describe this experience as instructive and humiliating. She remained self-assured, despite the humiliation. Rather, she viewed it as an opportunity to improve her professionalism. Her one-woman show, Me, Myself, and Shirley, used that anecdote, demonstrating that anything can become memorable, no matter how unpleasant it first was. Her breakthrough came after that. She was cast in the 1972 George Cukor film Travels with My Aunt. She portrayed the role of Tully, a freewheeling American who befriends the protagonist aboard the Orient Express. While starring opposite Maggie Smith, Cindy managed to keep up with Smith, widely regarded as one of the finest actors of all time. Laurie Henderson, the character she played in American Graffiti the next year, was a game-changer. 1973. George Lucas's picture evoked a sense of longing for the carefree youth of the early 1960s in the United States. Cindy, who played Ron Howard's high school girlfriend, brought depth and warmth to the part. A lot of people really enjoyed American Graffiti. Its popularity skyrocketed. Stars like Harrison Ford, who would go on to receive 5 Oscar nominations, were introduced in the picture, which helped establish their careers. Cindy was nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the British Academy Film Awards for her role. These parts demonstrated her versatility as an actress. She wasn't your average young starlet with big Hollywood dreams. Her star was on the rise, and the finest was yet to come. The meteoric rise to fame that Cindy Williams enjoyed in Hollywood is something that most performers can only dream about. She was cast in 2 landmark films that would shape an American cinematic era in the early 1970s. Francis Ford Coppola, a skilled storyteller who had already directed The Godfather 2 years before, was one of these directors. His 1974 film, The Conversation, was among them. In the film, Gene Hackman played the role of Harry Cole, a security specialist who becomes preoccupied with a couple's enigmatic chat. The woman at the center of the mystery, Anne, was played by Cindy. Her part was minor but crucial. The audience and Harry were left to wonder what was real and what wasn't with every word her persona spoke. The discussion was like a film that didn't end until the very last reel was reeled in. Many critics considered it to be the best thriller of the 2000s. Not only did it receive an Oscar nomination for Best Picture, but it also won the Grand Prix at Cannes. After some time had passed, the film's cultural and cinematic importance was acknowledged, and it was entered into the National Film Registry. Even if Cindy's performance wasn't the most dramatic, it demonstrated that she could hold her own in a picture starring John Cazale, Gene Hackman, and other top actors of the era. This followed her breakthrough appearance as Laurie Henderson in 1973's American Graffiti, for which she was nominated for a BAFTA. As if Cindy's long career in film were predetermined, she made simultaneous appearances in two of the most acclaimed films of the age. However, she had an unforeseen diversion right when things were starting to heat up. Her greatest triumph did not come from Hollywood blockbusters, but from television. Shirley Feeney, her little appearance on Happy Days, turned into something much more for her. Viewers related to Penny Marshall's Laverne DeFazio and Shirley. Their connection was so strong that a BBC quickly greenlit their show. The 1976 premiere of Laverne and Shirley sent the show into the cultural stratosphere. The sitcom chronicled the comedic and tenacious lives of two working-class women in Milwaukee throughout the 50s and 60s. Laverne's cocky self-assurance was countered by Cindy Shirley, who was kind and optimistic. Their bond was the show's driving force, and viewers adored seeing them overcome obstacles together. No matter how crazy the bottling factory shift was, or how awful the date was. The jingle Schlemiel, Schleimerzell, Hauas and FIFA, incorporated from the show's theme tune, has become a cultural touchstone. When it was at its height, Laverne and Shirley dominated television. Shirley became a beloved character thanks to Cindy's impeccable comic timing and her talent for effortlessly blending slapstick humor with touching moments. In 1978, she was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a television series for her performance, which put her in the same category as Carol Burness and other renowned TV actors. It demonstrated that she was talented and capable of more than just playing a supporting role. She was the life of the party. The show's popularity went beyond its live-action TV debut. An animated spin-off was even born out of it. Cindy provided the voice for Laverne and Shirley while they were serving in the military. As one half of a much-loved TV comedy combo, she was famous for a long time. But when the show's final seasons rolled around, tensions at the studio shifted the focus. Gary Marshall, Penny's brother and the show's producer, was a major contributor. Cindy found it difficult to compete on an even playing field because of his interference. Gary Marshall recounted the set's anarchy in his autobiography, My Happy Days in Hollywood. Anger, cursing, and confrontation were constants, according to him. Penny allegedly received preferential treatment from Cindy due to her familial ties. Bill Hudson, Cindy's husband and a musician, was too demanding for Penny's liking. The show's difficulties worsened in tandem with its rising popularity. They frequently had disagreements with the writers because the two actresses sought greater agency in their characters. It wasn't simply Cindy and Penny who were tense. It quickly reached every member of the production crew. Cindy endured more than 150 episodes before finally snapping during the 8th season. After Cindy's pregnancy announcement in March 1982, things started to heat up. When she first approached Paramount, they promised to incorporate her pregnancy into the plot.